Hi, hello, welcome back to the City Girl Writer channel, where I talk about books and films. And today we are talking about You're Not Crucial by the Ariana Hook. This book here, I know what it says here, but no, it is not a typo. We're going to get into it. And also, look at this bonnet, look at this ladybug bonnet, also from the Ariana Hook. I'll put links to her website down below so you can get yourself a bonnet, although I think you have to do some pre-orders for the bonnet, and there's some other merch you can also get. We'll talk about that also later down in this video. So we're going to talk about this book here, which will be out on October 13th. It's not like a pre-order or anything. You'll just be able to buy it from her website. This book is a collection of personal essays about what being an extra in TV and movies has taught her about adulthood, misogyny, and self-worth. Now, I want to start off with saying that we're going to be doing some pretty heavy topics here. Let's see, the subject matter in these essays are kind of heavy with some pretty mature themes. Actually, in fact, the back of the book actually says it is rated 16 plus for mature themes and strong language. Yes, there are curse words, there's strong, mature language, and there's definitely mature themes. Specifically, talking about, misogyny, of course, and also this is written by a Black woman, so we have misogyny, misogynoir, even more specifically, racism, and also definitely struggling with self-worth. I don't know if struggling with self-worth counts as a trigger warning or a content warning, but everyone has their own ways of processing their self-worth. So I think it's fair enough just to say that, this book definitely talks a lot about self-worth. So, if you have a problem with your self-worth, I actually would recommend you reading this. Just saying, especially if you are in a job that you may or may not like, just saying. So yeah, that's the pretty graphic stuff. Some moderate things. There are some moderate mentions of sexual harassment, and even a car accident as well in here. And even an athlete in the cold. Actually, I think it's a little bit on the graphic side, but it's also kind of moderate. And there is a minor mention of sexual abuse. We'll get to that. But it's very minor, nothing explicit or anything. It's just something that happened in passing. Okay, so that's what the book is about and other things. So I pretty much just want to come in and talk about this book because I was able to get this book, an early copy of this book, so I can do a very honest review. And also, why not? So this book is how many pages? 104 pages, and then there's some extra stuff like about the author and some other works and other things. But yeah, as far as like the actual main text itself, it is 104 pages, very easy to read. And also the text is very big. So like here's like the first page. You see how big see all that? Look how big the font is and everything. It's very big. So it's very easy just to get through as far as reading wise. No small print, thank goodness. Because another thing I don't like about books is very small print. I'm just like, why it gotta be so small? You couldn't make it a little bit bigger? And also this book is indeed self-published. So yes, let's go for it, for a Black woman author, self-publishing some books. Why not? Let's go. And also, this book is also dedicated to a song, specifically called My Way by Usher. You know that 90s song? Yep, that song. All right, that one. And yes, there are, how many essays? 11 essays, and then there's an epilogue. So I pretty much just want to talk about my overall thoughts because I don't want to necessarily get too into it, especially for people who are going to read it. Like, I want y'all to really just read it for yourself, but I'm going to give y'all my general thoughts, and then I might get a little bit of the spoiler territory. Even though it is a collection of just personal essays, so it's like, how can you be spoiling essays? I mean, like, I could spoil like the specific topics, but all in all, this book definitely talks about like Ariana's experiences as being an extra in the film industry. Now, she doesn't say any specific project that she was in. She just says in general, and the generality of what projects there are. Saying that which project from what year. She's not going to say which projects that she was in because, let's be honest, we don't want these companies coming out for her in the streets. Okay, well, let's not do that. We're not going to do that. She definitely talks about like some ideas on like being an extra and doing background acting, and just also her experiences just being an extra in the workplace environment. The good and the mostly not so good things, So like I said, it was about sexual harassment, dealing with creepy men, racism from whites and non-Black people. And then also just talking about her journey and struggling with just self-worth in general. Because as you could tell from like the front cover here and even in the back cover here, she wasn't really liking her job. She just knew that long-term background acting and being an extra is just not for her. But it took her a while though to actually realize that. Even in the midst of the pandemic, it's not like during the pandemic, it's when the pandemic hit, it's like, oh yeah, I could never just quit this job. No, even during the pandemic, she was doing this job. It was only more recently where she's like, okay, no, I'm done. I'm done. And that's when she starts to pretty much go forth with being a content creator and creating her YouTube channel and even have her own merch store. Like, look at this. Like, look at the kind of things, the kind of merch she has. Like, she has bonnets, she has do-rags, she has earrings, miraculous jewels, because she's also into Miraculous and Descendants, Powerpuff Girls, with a little bit of Avatar: Last Airbender. We have some, like, early 2000s-esque kind of merch as well. And it's even going to be new merch coming to her store around the time when this book is going to be out, and actually during Black Friday. I'm telling y'all, like, the girl is just making money here, okay? She out here busting her ass off on a job that she really wants to do, you know, making content, making merch and stuff like this, than being a background actor. Like, why be an extra when you could do stuff like this? You know, and also I have a lot of her stuff, okay? I'm telling y'all need to support my friend over here, okay? Please. If you have the means, I'm going to link her stuff down below. You better look in the description box. Please do. I always put a lot of good info down there. Please look in there. I don't know if y'all be looking in the description boxes in other YouTube videos, but I highly suggest for this one specifically to please look down in the description. Please. All right? We got to support my friend right here. And one thing I really enjoyed about this, besides the length and also the font, because thank you, more books needs to be having bigger fonts, please. Sure, the books would be longer, but like at least bigger font. But one thing I really appreciate about this book is how simple, straight to the point, and honest she is. She doesn't add flowery language or anything like that. This is just straight to the point. No extra details. Like, nope, this is what she says, this is what she thinks, this is what happened, that's it. Right to the point, not too long, not too short. It's all I need. I just needed the information that she gave me, and that's it. I was very satisfied with what she wrote here. There's nothing in this book I wanted more from her. And even though the subject matter in this book is definitely heavy, I do recommend this for people, especially for Black women, to really read this, especially if they want to be in the film industry, whether it's, especially even the acting part of the film industry, and to be an actor and stuff. They actually to know the real struggles of really what it's like to be a background actor. And if you want to do that, then you got to come in mind that this is like a side job. This is not something long term, you know. Actually, there's actually one quote that I think is really good, and this is the quote when she talks about when her YouTube channel finally was monetized, and she was trying to think, like, you know, really when she was really going to quit doing this background acting job. So what was the quote? Here's a quote. "Now that I had another job, one I was much happier with at the age I am, I realized that this no longer served my life the way it used to. If anything, it kept me from doing what I wanted because it took up so much of my time." I mean, what is there to say? What is there to say? Like, if you have this other job or this other idea, this passion, and if you also have the means, because another thing too that Ariana says is that only really quit and leave and do your passions if you have the means to. Because sometimes you just can't leave the job that you don't like because you just don't have the financial or the whatever reason why you can't quit to not be able to quit. So if you have all the means and you really want to take that risk, take the risk. Go for your passions. Go with what you want to do with your life, you know? Don't stick with just being a background actor as an extra, because you're not going to get big by being an extra. Like, what famous actor, or just an actor in general, maybe not as big time in actors, but just even just an actor in general, what kind of an actor do you know of that, like, is well known or recognizable that was a extra? You know? Especially if they were an actor for a long period of time. Like, let's be honest. No actor who's been made big time, whether it's a big, famous actor, or just even just a nice, small, well-known actor, none of them were just there being a background in their own story. No, you got to be in the forefront of your own story. And also, shout out to the cover artist, Carrie Solaris. Yeah, look at the art here. Like, look at this art. I really like the art. I'm telling y'all really need to get the physical copy, because the book will be available physically and digitally. But if you get the physical copy, though, it comes signed. by the Haryana Hook. So if I were you, get a physical copy if you have the means to get it physically. If you do it, if you have to do it digitally, that's fine. It is what it is, right? But if you can, get it physically. Nice floppy paperback. So overall, the lessons for this book that you should definitely come in mind with is that you need to find your own self-worth within any job you do, whether it's a job you like or even a job you hate, especially if it's a job that you hate. Find your own self-worth to be able to quit, all right? Please. And also, just a tad bit into kind of spoilers with the essays, but the 6th essay talks about Haryana's feelings about when she realized that she hates her job. And honestly, I felt that essay, all right? I felt that on a personal level. I was like, you know what? I feel you. Especially what she was going through in that essay. I was like, ooh. I was like, ooh, you should not have stayed at that job past then. You should have been quit after that. But I understood because even though I've never had that exact same situation from that 6th essay and that feeling, but I definitely have that feeling, you know, regarding just being in a job you don't really like, but staying in a little bit longer though, I know that feeling. I understand you. All right. But always find your self-worth. Do what you got to do. All right. Do what you got to do. And again, take the risk if you have the means to follow your passion or passions. All right. Because not everyone can. At least not in this moment. But if you have the opportunity, take the risk. Okay. Take the risk. And one more thing too. If you find yourself thinking or saying, I hate this job, please quit. Because you should not be in a job that you hate. Even if you just have it in your thought, if it's up here, you're just thinking it, especially every single day, you should quit. But again, to the first point, if you have the means to, just saying, all right? Not everyone can, but if you can, please do it. Do not hesitate to do so. Because there's an opportunity, you should take it. Also, the title here, Your Hot Crucial, see, it says hot, even though it's not. And it's not a typo because this is very intentional on how the film industry likes to portray the film industry as like, oh, you're definitely hot, crucial. Okay, you're gonna be the next hot thing in the industry, even though really, especially if you're like an extra, you know. But no, they lie to you. Okay, it's you're not crucial. All right, it's pretty much a play on words, really, on just how the film industry likes to fib to people, especially if they're extras. That hey, you know, you're sort of small right now, but you know we care about you, and you're gonna be a big time actor one day, just like the big stars. When really you're not gonna be like that. If you're not gonna be more than just an extra if you continue to just do background acting. You have to do more than that. And that's the thing they don't tell you in the film industry. They tell you that you're all cool and fine, work just where you are, because again, they need the extras. They need the extra people to fill in scenes when things are just empty, or they need people just to look alive in a scene. All right. So no, this here is not a typo. Just to reiterate, it is not a typo. Just so y'all not confused on why even though the book is called You're Not Crucial when it says You're Hot Crucial. All right. We got it. Cool. Great. But anyways, that's pretty much all I really want to say about this book right here, other than to say that you should definitely be supporting my friend Haryana Hook, please, with all her content. She has a YouTube channel. I'll tag her, link the channel down below. She has her store. She has a Patreon. She has a lot of things. Okay, girl be busting her ass. Like I said, she's booked, busy, and going for it. All right. And again, this book will be on sale physically and digitally on the 13th. And there'll be some more merch coming to her store as well on the 13th. And there is a discount code HOTSPOT30 to get 30% off your order, which does include this book as well. So you can get 30% off. And there'll be some things coming to her store Black Friday. Now, I don't know what those things are, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm looking for those Black Friday sales. All right. Anyways, thank you for coming to my channel, and if you do like this video, please like and subscribe down below. And also, if you like the things I talked about this book and very interested to know more about Haryana Hook, again, I'll link down her channel and her website and her Patreon down below, so you can find ways to support her or just even find out more about her videos. You know, she makes a lot of good content. All right, please support my friend. Please follow her, support her. She has a lot of social media sites too. She has a Twitter, an Instagram, a Tumblr. It's all don't worry, I'll link her channel. She has all the links and stuff in her channel. Just go ahead right now, even as you're watching this video. Go on, go watch the channel, go watch the stuff. All right, cool. Anyways, I hope y'all have a really good day, and I'll catch y'all in my next video. Bye.